Hello there, I'm going to show how the forgery plugin that I'm working on right now is how far it has proceeded. Um, so I'm going to start to explain a bit about the plugin. You have so the plugin reads schematic files, so you can define your structures completely from world edit. So this is one structure I have defined in the schematic. Stone, and I can like remove it and add it. These are debug messages. They don't look good, I know. And you can do the same with this one. This is a different structure, has a different name. Anyhow, you can also define what blocks do what, kinda. So if I click here, fuel is added, and I cannot add stone bricks, for example. That's not fuel. So here we add some fuel firstly, and then this is called a blast furnace. So that's a process when you uh, reduce iron, basically. So I will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 iron in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coal. And then we wait a bit. There you go. Oh, and it takes fuel, so you need to refill this. It's not ideal, but it works. So now we have heated the iron ore in coal, and I've just made a recipe where it needs to be cooled down a bit as well. So I have like sprint just without any fuel, because that's how it's probably going to be done. And then I can remove this, and then we have pig iron. So this is a high carbon content iron ingot that you get from a blast furnace. If you look into some lore on how you make iron, or lore, whatever you call it. And then here we have a smelter. This structure is not ideal. It will need to be reworked, but and here you put in the iron, pig iron, and then we just wait a while. I think it's this amount of time, then it just needs to be yeah, you need to have fuel. There we go, and I haven't added any waiting here because I don't know yet how to proceed. Come on. Oh yeah, that's that's stupid. But I had 10 iron here, and now it's 20. That I should have had it in main handle. You would have seen. But this one outputted an iron. So I got pig iron from that one and iron from this one. I will go into the recipes now. Okay. So I will go through the configuration file a bit here. So I defined two different recipes, one for pig iron and another one for iron, as you can see here. And then for the pig iron recipe, you had it required the blast furnace structure, as you can see here. So this will only work for blast furnaces, and for iron it will only work for smelter structures. And here are the steps of the process. So you have a target inventory. So ingredients. So 10 iron ore and 7 coal needs to be in the furnace inventory of the blast furnace. And here you have a process time. So you have for 5 minutes the state has fuel has to be active, and then for 2 minutes the state has fuel has to not be active. And then here you define the result, and I implemented the way to store any item. So this is you can do that by a command in game. Restore any item, and then here you can define a name if you want, and the amount. And the same is kind of here for iron. So you have structure type smelter and target inventory, the smelter inventory in the smelter. And as you can see here, it's the same thing with so you have to wait 5 minutes or 300 seconds in the game, and it had to have the state has fuel. But the recipe result, it's not that finicky. You can be off a bit, and yeah, it needs a bit tweaking, but who gives a fuck at this moment. So, and here I defined the properties of the blast furnace. So here you can have a meta, and then I have inventories. So I defined on the furnace and the fuel inventory. Yeah, and the furnace inventory has some properties. It has to be a decorated pot, decorated pot, and its inventory size is 27, so 27 items can fit in there. This is not implemented yet. And we have the fuel property, the fuel inventory, and that one supports campfire. No, that one. So if I clicked on a campfire, I would have inserted the items into the fuel, and here you have the restriction. So only coal or charcoal could be added into there. And there's the inventory size, yeah. And you also notice that the fuel inventory lost items continuously during the process, and this is where I define that. You also have block transforms. So when the structure wasn't active, here is how I define the state active. Then the campfire would be extinguished. Yeah. So that's that. And the smelter is pretty much the same, and you can see here the inventory of output inventory is going to be called something else because it's a smelter, not a furnace. I also implemented the charcoal pit, for example. So that's when you ignite wood and you have covered everything with dirt, kinda, and then it's a oxygen deficient environment, so the wood doesn't turn to ash, so to say. So here I just added the state. This structure is completed, has the state completed, when its age is above 120 ticks. And here you can see, so I added, and here I have a block transform. Yeah, it will occur when it's completed, and then it will turn oak logs to coal blocks.